Minister Blade Nzimande is today going to release the preliminary report on festive season road accidents. The report covers the period between the 1st of December 2018 and the 8th of January this year. Nzimande is currently in Soshanguve to meet with the family of a man killed in an accident over the festive season. The minister is addressing the media there, and I'm told we can take you now live.
It can't be that just people die and then we come, express condolences, and then it's business as usual. We have to arrest this problem. Of course, as government, we are aware that apart from working with PRASA management, we also have to work with communities, because communities also are very important partners in order to ensure that we make our rail system to be very safe.
Minister, it's Govern from ENCA. The preliminary report shows that this was a case of human error. As far as the court order says, there should have been a senior manager overseeing the communication between the controls. What has your department done to hold the people who were responsible for the human error accountable?
We have asked the board to actually engage on this matter and tell us what they are going to do. Because as I said when I visited the scene, there must be accountability. That's absolutely non-negotiable. There must be accountability where problems are and so on. People who have done wrong things or have been negligent, action will have to be taken. I'm not saying that people who were there, giving instruction, driver misunderstood, they mustn't be approached, But we can't be blaming ordinary workers all the time for problems that do not start with them. That I do not like. That we have workers, ordinary workers, as victims, when actually we should be going deep down to say, why in this day and age do we have train crashes? In this day when we've got enormous technology, even if you would have had problems with copper or with the lines and so on, there must be some other mechanisms to be able to prevent this. We are also not saying that the criminals who are actually stealing the wires should not be dealt with, because they are murderers also. We are here today, a mother and a father have left their young children. They were also young, 1980 and 1979, that's when they were born. We can't just be coming back to this and be crying and then nothing happens. Those criminals must also be arrested. We must actually look for them and find them. But as I have said, I would like to repeat this. We also, as government, are going to work to partner with communities, because communities also know a lot of things about who may be involved in these things. And where we have had successful engagement with communities, we are able to deal with these problems.
Will you be pushing for internal departmental action to be taken against the people, or do you believe that criminal charges should be pursued here?
Whatever the reports are going to say. If the report says people must be dealt with in terms of internal disciplinary process, and also that there must be criminal prosecution, we must follow that up. Of course, I am waiting for the full reports so that we are able to study those, and then we are able to decide what to do. People were saying before, well, this has happened, we complain, we protest, we come and express condolences, and then it's business as usual. As far as I'm concerned, this must be it, and no further.
Okay. You have another question?
Yeah, for the CEO of PRASA, please, sir. If I could for Mr. Sithole, sir. So what do you have to say to the commuters who use the PRASA system on a daily basis, who now are concerned that they may be putting their lives at risk when they use your trains?
I think the message is very clear from the minister as well as from the board of PRASA, that it can be business as usual, that as a rail operator we have to take drastic steps in order to manage and reduce and eliminate, in fact, that there are these occurrences in our system. The board has taken very specific resolutions last week in a special meeting that as a group CEO, together with the CEO of rail and other management, must begin to implement, largely to address the fatalities. We have to go back basically to all the occurrences over the last 3 to 5 years, understand what transpired, what actions were recommended, and what has been accomplished and what hasn't been accomplished, and why, and begin to basically apply consequence management in respect of areas where, as management, we have failed to do what we are supposed to do.
But sir, your company, PRASA, has failed to implement the court order which said that there should be a senior manager overseeing the communication. So how can the public trust you to implement the new interventions?
Well, I wouldn't venture to say that we failed to implement the court order, because the specifics in respect of the special conditions that apply to our permit are actually being implemented as we speak. And then on a monthly basis, we are actually submitting the reports that are necessary to the rail regulator, but also to the court. But obviously, we have said that this incident opens our eyes to other sort of issues that we may not have been attending to as drastic as we are supposed to. And that's why we are determined to go even deeper in terms of understanding the root causes of what has transpired, and basically developing other solutions that are supposed to look into the issues on a holistic basis, on an integrated basis, such that even the restoration of the safety culture must then not just be something that we preach, but something that is being practiced all over the organization.
Thank you. Isabel, last question.
Isabel from Never 24. The latest figures that I got from the railway safety regulator was that from January up until November, the highest number of manual authorizations were given in Gauteng, and that was more than 500,000 for that period. What is your comment on this?
Well, I can't comment on the technical details on my part. All what I want to say is that the issue of putting in proper signaling, I know for a fact it's a priority by PRASA. And I'm further urging PRASA to even go faster. But that alone, without also effectively attending to security, is not going to help much, because we put signaling and they are vandalized. So we also have to address the issue of security. I have said this, I don't deal with supply chain management. We can't be having the same security companies at PRASA chowing hundreds of millions of rands, and then things are continuing just like this. We aren't seeing any benefits, I'm sorry. So those matters, manual signaling is very dangerous. But also I was raising this matter inside here, that we also need to be looking at technology. You know, I mean, technology with the rail system in the rest of the world, we have a lot to learn. Lots of technology is already there. And as I have already said, we are sitting with a PRASA that is sitting with close to 20 billion rands unspent on infrastructure, and we can't be able to put in such basic things as trains being able to detect, you know, other trains in the vicinity or in front of other trains. It's completely unacceptable. Those are the things that have got to be looked into comprehensively. By the way, incidentally, that is why one of the things I want to do this year, hopefully by March, is to convene a conference on transport and technology. Because I think that we are still behind in some respects as a country, and yet we do have the capacity to address these things in order to save people's lives. So that, amongst other things, we've got a much safer railway transport system. Throughout the world, other than flying, rail is normally the safer, if not the safest in many instances. We just have got to get it right and eliminate the manual signaling. Because if it's manual signaling, you are bound to actually have mistakes and errors. That is why I am saying we can't just only be blaming ordinary workers for these mistakes.
Can we get quickly feedback from PRASA while they are here? Can they maybe elaborate on what has been done?
They can, but can I release the minister?
Yes.
Because he has to go to the media briefing now. You know that we're supposed to start at 1.
We're listening there to the Minister of Transport, Blade Nzimande, speaking. And I want to correct something we said earlier. The Transport Minister has in fact been visiting the family of a man who died in a train accident in the Pretoria area last week. I know earlier we had said that he was visiting a family of someone who died over the festive season. No, the Minister is visiting a man who's among those who died in that train accident when two trains were allowed onto the same track in the Pretoria area. At issue is the issue of manual authorization, as you would have heard there from the various reporters who've been putting questions to the Minister and some of the officials from the Passenger Rail Agency and Metro Rail. We'll continue to keep you right across that story as the day progresses, but I must let you know the briefing that you heard being referenced there at the end is on the festive season road death toll. We are going to take that live as well on ENCA as soon as Minister Blade Nzimande begins speaking later this afternoon.